My friends, this is a great time to become a channel member. Every week now I'm posting uncensored videos exclusively for my channel members, along with custom emojis and live streams for members at the Arch-Villain level where you get to talk to me directly. Please consider supporting this channel by clicking the link in the video description and joining us in our fight to save pop culture. And also, check out our Patreon and Subscribe-Star pages for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, including Harvey Cthulhu's insane podcasts, photos of my vast toy collection, and members at the Legionnaire level receive a signed photo, membership card, and certificate signed by me. You'll find the Patreon link in the video description as well. Thanks for watching, my friends, and now on to the video. Folks, I'm a big fan of James Gunn. Regular viewers of this channel know this, I make no secret of it, and I've been supporting the upcoming Superman movie because I've had faith that James Gunn will nail this landing. He blew me away with Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved Peacemaker a hell of a lot, really enjoyed Suicide Squad, and had a lot of fun with Creature Commandos. He's one of the few filmmakers today that still understands the importance of fun and how to create it on screen. And yet, we have a pair of Superman trailers now, and watching them I'm getting very worried that, for whatever reason, this film isn't seeming like a whole lot of fun based on what I've seen. In fact, quite the opposite. This movie is seeming like a grim Snyder-esque take on Superman with a polish by James Gunn introducing a few fun light elements layered on top of the darkness, like Krypto the Super Dog, a lovely fortress of solitude rising from the snow, and a giant monster rampage. Now I love dogs, and I love giant monster rampages, so these are promising signs, and yet I just watched the second trailer, or rather it's kind of an extended preview, and it failed to address any of the misfires that gave me misgivings in the first trailer. In fact, it seems to have doubled down on all the things I objected to in my first trailer review, and now I'm getting very concerned. I honestly do not understand what Gunn is doing with Superman, not at this point.
Dude, I wish I could help you out, but I'm mystified. Instead of showing us the fun and exciting parts of the movie, to contrast the rather grim, bloody, and defeatist first trailer showing Superman with his ass kicked, bleeding and moaning in a crater on the ground, he just shows us an expanded version of what we already saw and didn't like.
Damn it, Harvey, that's absolutely true, and I'd really like to know what the hell is going on here. Honestly, I have no desire at all to dump on this movie because I really want it to succeed. I want it to be the breath of fresh air that I know James Gunn can bring. To me, Snyder's take on Superman was just too dark. I love Henry Cavill, but I just wish we could have had him in a bright outfit flying around in a Christopher Reeves kind of way. Batman was made for the dark stuff. He's the Dark Knight, for frack's sake. Why don't you just save that darkness for Batman? At any rate, I was hoping Gunn would reintroduce some good old-fashioned comic book fun into Superman, just like he did to all those other projects I just listed, and yet I'm seeing almost no evidence that this is the case. Well, there are a few lighthearted elements, but they're not really landing. The second trailer is basically second verse, same as the first. To refresh your memory, here's what I said about the first trailer, which introduces us to the new Superman by showing him crashing to Earth, beaten and battered and bloody, and I asked, is this any way to introduce us to a new Superman, to get audiences excited? Should we see him completely defeated, so messed up he can hardly move and his dog has to drag him home? Is this any way to spring a new Superman on audiences? Quote, the biggest bright spot in this trailer is seeing Krypto the Super Dog, who responds to Superman's whistle by kicking up a snowstorm and running to his side. Superman tells Krypto, home, take me home, and Krypto, being a good dog, drags him out of the crater. I think Krypto's arrival is too little too late in such a short trailer to overcome the downer of an opening. I mean, Superman is wheezing over the soundtrack, for God's sake. Not a good look for our first glimpse at a new Superman. I can't help but wonder if Warner Brothers forced Gunn to cut a trailer that was more in keeping in tone with the darker approach of Zack Snyder's take on Superman. I can't help but wonder if Warner's was thinking, hey, We know there's going to be a lot of pushback from Cavill fans here. Let's not make a lighthearted fun trailer. Let's emphasize the drama, the violence, the action. I'm only speculating here. I have no inside information on what Warner's or Gunn was thinking, but it does seem to me like maybe they were trying to straddle the line between a new, lighter take on Superman and the dark, muted vision of Snyder. If so, it was a mistake, in my opinion. If you're going to put your stamp on Superman, then do it. Do it boldly. Don't be afraid to have fun, to show that this Superman is going to be different. And yet, this is the trailer we got. This is not the Superman I was hoping to see, unquote. That was my objection to the first trailer, and now we get the second trailer, and it's pretty much the same damn thing. I mean, what the hell? I'm sure Warner Brothers must have heard our concerns, but what did they do? They just expanded the objectionable scene and showed us stuff that just raises more objections. There's a cute bit where Krypto is all excited to see Superman, even though he's lying there badly beaten and bloody, and Krypto jumps on him, which makes him wince. Okay, that was cute. Krypto being playful and accidentally hurting Superman, but really, to me, it's just not enough. Gunn shows Krypto dragging Superman at greater length as the Fortress of Solitude somehow emerges from the ground with their approach. So either it's freshly made, or more likely it conceals itself beneath the surface when not in use as a security precaution. Okay, fair enough. The fortress looks great, no doubt of that. And yet, Superman still has his ass kicked, he's still bleeding, he's still moaning. Krypto or Superman opens the fortress door with some kind of remote or AI image recognition of them, and then Superman's robots come and tend to him. And this just raises more problems, folks. Superman thanks one of the robots, who says, "No need to thank us, sir. We would not appreciate it. We have no consciousness whatsoever. We're merely automatons here to serve. Meet 12. She's new." Superman nods to 12, and she giggles and says, "He looked at me." To which I say, huh?
Yeah, that kind of contradiction literally in the same scene, I don't know. It doesn't bode well. Maybe it was supposed to be funny, but I don't know. It just seemed confusing. The tone of this feels all off right now from what I'm seeing. There are reports of test screenings, and they say that the movie is fun and funny and a throwback to great comic book movies, but shoot, I ain't seeing it here, man.
No, neither am I. How do these robots have genders? How can she be new? It doesn't seem to make sense, and it's not funny enough for us not to care about the details. So anyway, they carry Superman into a chamber and heal him by focusing sunlight on him, and he screams in pain. Now, some out there have unfairly said sunlight doesn't hurt Superman, so why would he scream? Well, he's screaming because the sunlight is knitting his bones back together, healing his damaged internal organs, shit like that is gonna hurt, period. Then we get the same clips of random action we got in the original trailer, and I'm just stunned at this point that they didn't show us some of this alleged lighthearted fun stuff that preview audiences are supposedly responding so well to. Look, folks, I am pulling for Superman to succeed. I have nothing but goodwill towards it, but right now I'm not getting any help or encouragement at all from these trailers. Does this mean the movie is doomed? Not by a long shot, no. But yes, I'm hoping Warner Brothers gives fans something that shows Superman being a hero and having some fun on screen soon. Because my hopes for this are sadly fading, and I think I also need a strong dose of sunshine. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha ha ha.